Hello everyone, welcome to this episode at CrossFit 254. We are going to have an interactive conversation with me and my guests on my left-hand side. We are going to be speaking about the role of exercise as a preventive measure to those who are not injured yet, and also as a restorative measure to those who are injured. What do you do before you get injured to make sure that that doesn't happen? And also after, what do you do to help you come back into exercise and continue in a healthy freestyle? So with me on my left-hand side, I have these two guests. They are our members here at CrossFit 254. They've been working out with us for a while now. And I'm going to start with you, Gursh. Just tell us a bit about yourselves.
So my name is Gursh Sagu, and I'm a physical therapist by profession. I have a clinic called Healing Hands Physical Therapy here in Eldoret by Greenville Residency. So as a physical therapist, I do more of manual therapy. So manual therapy is based on finding the trigger points and the root cause of the system. So in this kind of physical therapy, we don't try and do electrotherapy. It's more of manual therapy and how to treat the patient to get back before or after any kind of injuries back to your exercises.
Dr. Paul.
Thank you for having us. My name is Paul, Dr. Paul. I'm a medical doctor, and specifically I deal with orthopedic problems. So orthopedics is that branch of medicine that deals with the skeleton and the support structures.
Okay, great. So how long have you been working out for before you came here? So this is for you, Gursh, before you came to CrossFit.
Oh my God. I never worked out in my whole life until last year.
Okay.
So I think my first activeness has been CrossFit, which is amazing because CrossFit has really changed my life. And I think it's been a challenge to me because it's also an intense workout, but it also defines good mobility, which I like. Full range of motion. Yeah. I think, I don't know about how it works in the gyms, but in CrossFit, I've noticed mobility of shoulders. It works with different joints.
Yeah.
And I felt that here. You can do so many movements, but it's affecting different joints.
Yeah.
And honestly, for this 1.5 years now, CrossFit has changed my life.
Oh, it's been that long.
Yes.
So we insist on full range movement of the joints. That's why we want to move our joints through their full range, just like how we were created to move. I guess that's what you've picked up along the way.
Exactly. And also we forget that when we're working out, whatever kind of exercises is, you need to have the warm-up.
Yeah.
And for many people, they don't like structured. And I feel like with CrossFit, it's a bit structured. It's made, you have to warm up, you have to work out. So there's a high intensity rate, there's your cardio, and then there's also a slow down phase where you stretch. So that is what our body really needs. Because you just don't go run.
Yeah.
You have to warm up.
That easy, warm up your joints, your body.
Exactly.
Prepare yourself for the...
And that's how we all get injured when we don't do it. Yeah.
Paul, what about you?
That's interesting what you say. A lot of people just go in and jump to their weights, and they forget the important things like stretching, warming up, and cool down.
Yes.
And you see, all those tenets are so important in injury prevention.
Mm-hmm.
So I read about CrossFit, and I was amazed at how structured it was. And I think the two words that caught my attention was functional fitness.
Yes.
So, and I was like, I want to be that guy who is able to do his activities of daily living without necessarily getting too tired, feeling pain at the end of the day. So I decided to give them a try, and I've never looked back.
How long have you been here for?
2 years.
Wow, yeah. Good. But I think with another thing I add upon with CrossFit is, which a lot of people are scared about, is the strength, the high intensity that we do. You see, people feel that we're lifting so much, but they don't see we're challenging our muscle structure.
Yeah.
So as in bodies, and maybe Paul would understand that we have planes. We have a sagittal plane, we have frontal plane, transverse planes. So our body moves in different directions. So do our joints. Yeah. So when you look at shoulder joints, you move them in different movements, and that is what stretches and strengthens those muscles.
Even in its definition, it is constantly varied, high intensity functional movement. So constantly varied. There has to be variance. 3 of the components that we focus on, even though we don't really choose one over the other, is we want you to be good at moving your own body weight. So we'll call that gymnastics. Imagine something like a push-up or a press-up. Now, muscle up is like the extreme side of those bodyweight movements. You also have weightlifting. So the 2 Olympic lifts, clean and jerk, and the snatches, and any other functional weightlifting movement. Powerlifting, strongman, any of those disciplines we incorporate. And then lastly, it's cardio. So a cyclic movement, running, cycling, swimming, all those. So by so doing, you're challenging your body in different ways. You're becoming good at moving yourself, external objects, which are weights, and also running, for your lung capacity, but also at different angles, just like you've said. So planes of movement. If you only have, initially when CrossFit started, people would say it only works the sagittal plane.
Yes.
Because it was mostly lift something from the ground to overhead. If you imagine a pull-up, it was only this phase of movement. But now with time, depending on the coach, people are starting to incorporate different angles of movement, which is beneficial for joints and healthy muscle structure. Yeah. All right. So apart from that, what are the benefits? What would you say? What has exercise brought to your life? What are the positives of exercise that you've experienced you as a person? And it could be even things that have even transferred to the outside life.
I think a lot of strength and endurance, I would say.
Okay.
Yes. The thing is, with exercise, I feel as we grow older, our muscle tone doesn't last that long. So there's a somehow that we have to maintain our strength and stretch in our muscles.
Yeah.
And if we are not consistent with our kind of exercises that we do on a daily living, it's hard to maintain the muscle tone and strength.
Yeah.
So as a physical therapist, it is something important that I advise all my patients. If you cannot visit a gym, if it's harder, exercise even at home on the bed as isometrics. So isometrics is movement that you can hold for a longer time. So it can be your legs, it can be your hips, it can be your arms. So exercise per se is whatever kind of exercise you're doing, you have to feel the gain of the strength or tone or endurance in that muscle. Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah, for me, the 2 key things that are exercise or an active, physically active lifestyle has done to is it has reversed my hypertension. It used to be hypertension.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm one of those guys who you hear stories that they have reversed either diabetes, hypertension without taking a single pill medicine. So I'm a living example of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and for me, my family has.
Did you used to take, just so that people can know? Have you ever taken any medication or take?
It was just I was at that point in my life where things were starting to go bad.
Oh, okay.
My weight was rapidly increasing.
Oh, okay.
My body fat was increasing, and also my blood pressure had gone up. So when I started exercise, everything just went back to normal. Then apart from that, as a person, I feel stronger. I feel like I'm able to if I have grandkids, I can run after them all day. I feel like I can partake in activities that a lot of my age mates are unable to do, or they find really difficult to do, like just getting out of the house on a Sunday morning and washing my car. So I'm able to do that without even sleeping. I think being physically active has helped me in those. And also I think my patience, and I think we'll get to that at some point. How that has done to improve my professional life.
Yeah, and I think that's what people mean when we say, functional fitness. It's actually you coming here to prepare you for the outside life. And that's why we endeavor to do movements in the most functional way as possible. Bending over, reaching up, jumping, squatting,
And I think also achieving, there's some people who give up very easily, but they don't realize consistency in doing physical activity has a cause of it. And and that's where I say strength and endurance. When I joined in, I was huffing and puffing while I was running. I don't huff and puff anymore.
You graduated from the 7.5 kg back to the 50 kg.
Oh my God, yes, and I'm not going down.
It's been a long way. So it's really...
It's consistency. And that's why we go back to that patience thing. It makes sense. You have to just be patient and consistent with the exercise. It doesn't matter whatever it is. It can be swimming, it can be this. It can be you're at home, but every day you want to no, I'm going to go for a walk.
And it's really good to see even So, Paul, you do bring your son and your daughters to do the Young and Fit program. At Gursh, when you're here working out, your son will be here doing some physical stuff.
Yes.
So it doesn't end with us. It's something that can be extended even to the young ones. And, once you start them off physically, like doing maybe mostly gymnastics, they become very, very good at knowing how to move their body weight. So health starts there. We have a platform called Young and Fit where we say it's never too early to start. We can. So there is a benefit for the gym. There is a benefit of isolation of movements. And what is happening is that most CrossFit gyms are starting to incorporate those. Because if, for example, I'm doing a pull-up, where you hang on the bar and pull yourself up, you need a strong bicep. Or if you're someone who's, how will I say it? Some of your muscles will grow faster than others. In other words, you get an imbalance, not intentionally, but just how your body is formed, that some muscles become stronger because of your morphology of how you have situated yourself. You find that isolation movements can help buffer that. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Or you just use them, for example, to do an exercise that I'm stretching this muscle here, knowing is going to prevent an injury when doing this functional movement. Yeah. So it's a fine balance. All of us are important. Gym, CrossFit, it's how we move outside. That's day-to-day life. That's being functional. Yeah, it is compound movement.
Lifting is basically compound movement.
Yeah, a series of compound movements. Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. That will be the end of episode 1. See you again for episode 2. Paul, do you have anything to say? Gursh?
No, I just look forward to learning more.
Okay.
See you on episode 2, where we are going to be talking about misconceptions in the gym area, whether you're doing CrossFit, whatever fitness regimen you're following. So what are the misconceptions around fitness? What should we know about injury? How do we go about it? Should you expect to get injured and that kinds of things? Okay, so see you next time.